Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we're making apple pie, and we're going to use Granny Smith apples. And the way you do it is you put 2.5 cups of flour, and then you're going to have 1 stick of unsalted butter. And then I've been using Smart Blend lately. You can use shortening, which is the old school method to make flaky pastry dough, and it works just great. And then you're going to add about six tablespoons of ice water into the dough while you cut it. So we'll start cutting it right now. And you want to cut it vigorously, and we're going to take the butter down to the size of peas. So we just put our knifed up some of the butter pieces here, and you just, with your pastry knife or pastry blade, you just work it in, and it takes 2 hands. And so I'm going to work it a while, and then we'll get it down to the consistency of like large peas. Okay. So now the crumb is actually reduced to what appears to be pea-sized crumbles, and it took a lot of effort. It takes about 5 to 8 minutes. Then we're going to add 1/3 cup of ice water. So just water has to be really cold, 1/3 plus a couple tablespoons, and that'll form a ball when we get there. So let me just do that, and we'll see how it turns out. Now you can see the dough is starting to form up, and I switched over to a wood paddle, and I added, this is a double batch, so I added, for single batches, 1/3 cup water plus 1 tablespoon. So I've just doubled that. As you can see, it's starting to get thick, and we'll form it up, and then we're going to make 4 balls because I'm going to make two apple pies, so you need a base and a cover. So let me do that. Now sometimes the recipe doesn't exactly work out with the water amount, so you might have to add a couple more tablespoons. Just add 1 tablespoon at a time, and the magic part happens when the dough actually forms like that instead of breaking away. So it could be as little as 1 tablespoon of ice water. You definitely do not want to make the dough dry, because then it's really hard to roll out and form. So I might even add a little bit more ice water here, but it looks pretty good. And I'm not using too much of my hands. I'm using the wood paddle because your hands are warm and they'll heat up and change the dough, and you don't want to overwork it. So let me form the balls here. Okay, I've formed the pie dough into 4 separate pieces, and it shouldn't be wet or sticky to the touch. It should be just, you should be able to see how it doesn't come off of my hands here. So what I did is I put a liberal amount of ice water in there, and I gently formed up these pie dough balls without over squeezing them or kneading them excessively, because you're going to do that during the rolling out process, where we're going to add a lot of flour on the table, on the board. So for some reason you have to stick it. I don't know if it has to do with elasticity or the texture or the gluten, but what we like to do is put the pie dough balls in the refrigerator for about an hour, and then what we'll do is we'll prepare our Granny Smith apples. I love Granny Smith apples. They're a little sour. Works really well with the sugar. It adds a little contrast. So what we're going to do is peel these, and that'll take about an hour, and then we'll mix the brown sugar and cinnamon into the mix with more butter, and then we'll roll the pie out, etc. So let's get to work on that.